Last time on Square Roots, Hades gets kicked in the cup, Bella and Beast get a third wheel, and back in Mulan land it's a real drag. Get it? Drag? Because it's the land of dragons!
Hey everyone, and welcome to Square Roots, the classic RPG podcast. My name is Jim Banks. I am joined by Matthew Van Zant.
Hello, Jim Banks. I'm Matthew Van Zant, and hello to all my friends out there in Toontown.
John, what's a good one for John? John Sparrow Brandon.
Savvy?
And Vanessa.
I'm Vanessa.
And this is a podcast where we play and talk about your favorite classic RPGs like Kingdom Hearts 2.
Wow.
Yeah, still playing Kingdom Hearts 2.
Why is it taking so long? There's not that much game.
Because it's very interesting and we have a lot to say about it.
Because John and Vanessa are slow, lazy pokes.
Wait, but Jim was the one who...
I mean,
That's
they are playing on pace with the show.
Yeah. We should pick up the pace. I'll tell you what, let's make a deal. Next episode, last episode. All right?
Okay.
Wait.
All right.
Jim, I have a realization. Just say, and Johnny, what was it, Sparrow Brandon again. Just say it right now.
Johnny Sparrow Brandon.
Sorry, Mommy. Your poopsies are finished. No, I thought someone would laugh.
I don't get it.
I laughed on the inside.
Vanessa, this is a podcast. If you're going to laugh, you have to project.
I'm sorry. I have a little bit of a sore throat.
So I did the Ursula thing, and Sora says that to Ursula, and it made me laugh and laugh and laugh. That's what Sora said to Ursula.
Sorry, Mommy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mommy.
Oh, right.
That was incredible. I've never laughed so hard in my life as when Sora killed Ursula and said, "Sorry, Mommy."
Ooh, maybe, I know it's been scheduled, but I don't know that, just to avoid having to jam a whole bunch of stuff into the last episode, which is next week, maybe we should also touch on Atlantica this week.
Yeah.
I don't mind touching Atlantica.
Quick production note.
I mean, if we have time, we could do
dip
Pooh
our
as well,
toes in.
right? Didn't everybody do Pooh? I think John
I didn't
finished
finish
it.
Pooh.
Oh, John.
I'm sorry. But
I'm
we can
kidding.
talk about it.
It's fine.
I don't think it's massive story spoilers.
No. And
You didn't
don't
play hide
let
and
him
seek with
poo
Pooh
shame
yet?
you.
We got to save hide and seek with Pooh.
He
That's some
didn't
good
do
stuff.
Pooh either.
I did. Thank you. I did all of Pooh.
You said you didn't.
I said I did. Jim said I didn't.
I didn't say that. I don't care whether you did Pooh or not. I'm not going to argue with you about it.
Okay, well, stop asking me about my bowel movements. Can we talk about this show? I'm sorry. That was terrible. Embarrassingly bad.
Because the bear has the same... Hey!
Hey!
Saved it.
Saved it. Listeners, I want you to know that I made Jim, John, and Vanessa all promise no D's Nuts jokes, no bursting into chili dog songs, all right? It's an all-new Square Roots. No absurdism, no repeated jokes. Just
No jokes at all.
No, we gotta have a couple of jokies.
No
well,
more
we
jokes.
do
We're a
have
serious
Jim on the show
podcast now.
already. You know what I mean, guys?
No.
Do you know what
We
I'm
are
talking
a
about?
serious, hard-hitting journalism podcast now.
What, are you saying that I can't make jokes like that? That's cancel culture, guys.
Canceled.
Sorry. That's the culture we live in.
Yuck. All right.
Well, you know what, guys? Let's talk about how we leveled up. Let's just do that. I'm going to go first this week.
I thought you were going to start a brand new joke right there. Like you were going to be
No.
like, instead of this, let's do
I'm
all of us
transitioning. I'm
talk
transitioning.
by fart. And we would do that the whole episode and it would be hilarious.
Let's transition to the level up portion of the podcast. I have some level ups. I was able to snag a PS5 this week.
Wow, fuck you.
Yay!
I got an email from Sony that said, hey, we'd like to invite you to try to get a PlayStation. So I tried to get one, and I got one.
This is your level up? Is look at me, I got a PS5?
Yeah,
You're
kind
so
of. That's
fucking
half of it.
Cheugy. Like, what a Cheugy fucking millennial dad. Oh, look at me, I got a PlayStation 5.
It's one more PlayStation 5 than you have, buddy.
Oh, man. You really burned me with that one.
Also, I watched
deep
the
in my
movie
soul.
Army of the Dead today,
What?
the new
No
Zack
spoilers.
Snyder zombie film. I'm not going to spoil it, but I will say that I did enjoy the movie. A lot of people are complaining about it being overly long, but I thought it was pretty entertaining, and I never found myself bored. All the characters are awesome. I thought they were all really good. It's got Garrett Dillahunt in it, and
he's great.
Yeah, he's one of those actors that kind of elevates the stuff that he's in. But also Dave Bautista is the star of it, and it's got a bunch of other cool people. You should check it out.
What was this about chairs?
Did he banned chairs on this set? I only saw the headline for that. I don't really know the context.
Well, I think as 20-somethings, we don't need to read articles. We can only look at headlines and then get very strong opinions about those
Wow,
headlines.
John, don't burn the fucking previous generation.
No,
all right?
no,
That's not who we are.
I'm just joking that
The previous,
we're
the
reacting.
upcoming. Don't burn the
I'm not-
upcoming generation.
I'm making fun of us.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
I
yes.
read the article
Ooh.
Oh, why did he ban the chairs?
because if you have time to lean, you have time to clean. Basically, except not clean, but he thinks if you're sitting down, you're not working. And he liked when everyone was standing up. If he wanted to talk to an actor, they'd be right there because they didn't have a place to go sit down and relax. They just had to stand there next to him like a dog.
Those
I have
but
thoughts.
shoot
Terrible.
days are like 12 to 14 hours.
Yeah, I think it sucks. And I think it's super ableist and gross and diva behavior. And I don't like it. But I liked Army of Darkness, so I'm excited for the sequel.
Oh, is this an Army of Darkness sequel?
No, it has nothing to do with Army
Bruce
of Darkness.
Campbell is so good in it. You're not going to believe how he winks at the camera
Is
this
it-
time.
Dawn of the Dead sequel?
No, it's just a zombie movie.
Oh.
Big. It's like a big action
'Cause he
zombie
did
heist movie.
He did a Dawn of the Dead.
He did that
did.
Dawn of the Dead sequel or whatever, or remake.
Dawn of the Dead, a remake. Yeah,
That's what launched him into stardom.
yeah, that's a good movie.
That and 300, I think.
Wasn't
Oh,
the
right,
dad
that.
from Modern Family a bad guy in that Dawn of the Dead remake?
Yeah, he was in that movie, and he was not a good guy.
I don't remember that movie very well. But I do
Ice
like
cream.
that crazy, stupid Justice League movie that he just released on HBO, so I am excited for his crazy, stupid, long zombie movie. Is there a 4-hour cut? Because I'll probably fucking watch it, I guess. I'm just cheap, you know?
And I'll have all the flavors. Ice
Sheeple.
cream now. It's time for ice cream. Get some ice
I
cream.
like what I like.
Get some ice cream. Get some ice cream. John wants ice cream right in his tummy.
But
Oh,
I hope that
no,
your mic is
Matt
picking
said.
up that song because we can't hear it.
I can't hear it at all, so you
You just
sound
sound like
insane.
a lunatic singing a song to himself in the middle of our
And I'm
podcast.
pretty sure, as with all of our bits, Mabim Bam has done it before.
Wow.
Yeah, but there's
So-
literally an ice cream truck outside my house.
They only have like twice as many episodes as we do, okay? That's
right?
not that
How
many.
do they fit so many good bits in there?
Well, they've got 5 years on us, so.
Yeah, we're just 20-somethings
Yeah,
trying
we're
to
just a
make
young-
our way in the
Just
world.
a young
Yeah.
podcast.
Yep.
Still trying to figure it out.
And I guess we just get mad at headlines, right, John? Bringing it back around.
Ice cream?
Jim, where can I watch this motion picture?
You can watch Army of the Dead on Netflix.
Wow. Way to promote the biggest streaming company on the planet.
That's
Yes.
where it's at. I didn't put it there.
Thanks for the
They're
dollars.
not paying me to recommend the film.
Are they
The
not?
old ice cream truck that used
the
to
other
drive
day you were
around.
telling
I wish
us
they were.
that you had just gotten a big fat check from a certain streaming company, but you wouldn't say what it was.
Listen, if
And now
Netflix
you
wants to
won't
pay
shut up
me
about
to recommend
Netflix.
their movies, I'll do it.
Yeah, where did this fat bonus you've been talking about come from?
That's my revenue. It's
So
not
how
group
did
revenue.
you level up?
I just leveled up. I'm going to kick it over to my good friend John so he can talk about how he
Ice
leveled
cream.
up.
I could talk about ice cream. There used to be a truck. This is a new truck because Turkey in the Straw is a new song. The last ice cream truck that used to drive around our neighborhood for like 10 years had When I'm 64, and I was just too depressed to buy ice cream.
My local ice cream truck plays Mad World.
As those children in their black outfits eating the chocolate ice cream.
Is it the slowed down remix of it?
Yeah. No expression. No expression.
All the black balloons. Vanessa, what did your ice cream trucks play?
I don't remember. Oh, I do remember. They played that song that goes do 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 do.
Oh, The Entertainer.
Do 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 do.
Well, that's all right. So, let's see. What have I played? So I've been playing games when they're like, when games like go on super sale, like on the Xbox, you're like, well, this is $5. I can buy that. Mm-hmm. I bought a few more games.
Ooh.
I bought Ys Origins. I think this one was translated by friend of the show, Jessica Chavez. I think it seems like her writing style, or localized by her. And it's like a prequel to the Ys games, and originally came out in 2006 on Japanese PCs. And, it's cute. It's got a very simple art style. It's like 1 gigabyte. It's that kind of download game.
Wow.
Action RPG. So, I just played it a tiny bit. It's interesting. It's got all that classic Ys music that you like, all the music by that, what was it? What's his name? My brain's not working yet. He did
Yo-Yo
Ma.
No, he did like the music for Streets of Rage.
Yo-Yo Ma.
Koshiro, Yuzo Koshiro. He did the music for Ys. It was one of his first projects, and he's on Twitter, and he's a lot of fun. He's always surprised that people like his stuff as much. You got to hear that now.
Faintly.
Nope.
Very faintly, I think I can. Yeah, very faintly.
Oh, yeah. It sort of sounds like someone dialing a phone, though.
It does.
Well, I gotta go, but so I got Ys. I bought a couple other games that were super cheap too. I'm trying to remember what the other ones were. Oh, I bought Mortal Kombat 10, which was like $7.
I can hear it now.
Mm-hmm.
I am
It's
getting
coming closer.
very distracted
Sit
by
in
the
your driveway.
the guy's just maintaining eye contact with me while driving back and forth.
He knows where John lives. He just comes, he pulls up in the driveway.
So
I went out to the garage. I went and got a beer. And you guys are still sitting here talking about ice cream.
Because he came back.
He's in John's driveway slowly turning up his music.
And he's just maintaining eye contact with me the whole time, Matt. It's very
he's looking through the window.
Yeah.
And you can see it's strange, he hand cranks the music. So he's just sitting there staring at John, maintaining eye contact, turning this crank to make the music play.
The most neutral expression on his face, though. He doesn't look like happy or sad. He just wants to sell me ice cream. So Mortal Kombat, I played the first hour of Mortal Kombat 10. That game is dumb. And I'd heard about
is that the time travel one?
Yes.
Didn't we say last episode that multiple ones have time travel now?
I thought 9 did, but maybe I was just thinking of 10. Because I know 9 was kind of a story reboot thing.
Oh, yeah.
I've been thinking about buying X10 when it goes on sale, because I have that XL edition.
X10.
It comes with everything at this point. And
I'm never going to play this multiplayer, so I don't need like the extra characters.
That's kind of what I realized with Injustice, because I bought Injustice 2 and I enjoyed the story mode, but as much as I enjoyed playing with Hellboy and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that you can't play as them in story mode. So,
Oh, you guys can't play as John Rambo?
well, that's
Or
just not how it
RoboCop?
is. The story mode in those things these days are like, have you not played one of those? They're like,
I own Mortal Kombat 10, but I've never played it.
they run you through all of the, like, all the characters. So you start off as Superman or Batman and Injustice, and you play through basically all the characters, and they all have long cut scenes, and there's like stories. You should try out one of those Injustice game story modes. It's worth it. These days, the game's like $5. It's worth it. It's a fun 3-hour superhero thing where you can put it on
Sometimes-
very easy mode and just walk through it.
Sometimes when I'm bored, I'll look on YouTube and find all the character cutscenes from those fighting games and watch them. The other day, I watched all the John
literally
Rambo.
outside my house now.
The other day, I watched all the John Rambo.
Just go get your
intros.
ice cream, John. It's okay.
Get me a bomb pop, dude.
Give me a Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh yeah, those are great with the Spider-Mans with the weird bubble eyes.
Yeah, the Spider-Man
or
with the bubblegum eyes.
or the Ninja Turtle
Marios.
head ones.
Or the Ninja Turtles.
They always look so bad.
They do.
I love that shitty bubblegum. It lost its flavor in 2 chews, but it was pure
I know
sweetness.
people had talked about how good the graphics are in Mortal Kombat 10, but the graphics, especially for non-main
Have they?
characters, yeah, like when it came out, people were like, "Oh, this game looks amazing," but it's like that game looks bad now, and it's aged surprisingly quickly because a lot of
Really?
games from like what was this 2014? A lot of games from that time look great, and this
Yeah.
game does not.
Wow.
And, like, especially the story mode that, like, whenever someone gets their heads cut off, I thought I'd be, like, too grossed out. Cause I think I played, like, that game has those really gnarly fatalities that were, like, lots of organs flowing out and stuff.
That's where like the bone cracker fatality started, where it would like zoom in on like an X-ray
Yeah.
and you would
Yeah,
see
like
their
the brutality
spines
moves. Yeah.
crack.
But in these cinematic parts, it's like these characters with these very low poly characters just get like just red patterns where their face was when a scorpion
Oh, really?
thing goes. Oh, it's pretty. Maybe it's also playing it in 4K where it's like, oh, that does not look good.
That's funny. You're kind of warning me off of it now. I I did that
it's
in
fun.
Injustice just for the story mode. I thought Injustice 2 was worth my $10 or whatever I spent on
Yeah,
it.
this is worth $7, Matt. I think it's fun bad graphics, not like annoying bad graphics.
Yeah.
So I also play. One sec. Just gotta close my door.
He's going crazy. Like he's losing
he
his
can't.
mind.
Yeah, he's going ice cream truck crazy.
There's no sound. There's no sound coming from his headphones, so we can't hear whatever it is that's making him go nuts. So it makes him look like a crazy person.
So I also played more Resident Evil 7. I've been streaming that
Heck yeah.
because I believe we're doing Resident Evil 8 as a bonus this month.
Yeah, John, it's the 21st.
my gosh.
If you're gonna get to Resident Evil 8, you might wanna hustle.
I think I might have to skip this record.
I didn't realize that. I'll have to finish it this weekend.
So I apologize for not being on 2 bonuses in a row. But
That's all right, buddy. You deserve a break. You're the hardest working member of the group, for sure.
yay! But still, I've been playing Resident Evil 7, and that game, not as scary as I thought it would be, and I think Matt was a little disappointed that I wasn't as spookied as I thought I
He's
would
It's a
be.
very
huge bummer.
disappointed.
I think maybe Alien Isolation would be a game that freaks me out more, because
I think streaming it takes some of the edge off.
right.
Yeah, for sure. Because you're having to narrate everything.
Yeah, and also I can be kind of a goof with it, which is a lot of fun.
You're performing. It's different.
Yeah. So I've been having a lot of fun with that. That game's really good. It feels like it starts getting more traditional Resident Evil sometimes, and I'm like, oh, well, I know what's
Yeah.
going on here. This is Resident Evil 1 puzzle, or this is a Resident Evil
Yeah.
1 get the flamethrower.
8
So you can.
continues that, and that's something I like about both of these games, is I like that it interjects, it continues to have that silly Resident Evil stuff where it's like, ooh, combine the crop share with the key and you'll get the extra big key that you can use to get the treasure. Like, I like that shit in games a lot.
Like even if John takes a while to get there, I want to see John go through House Beneviento in Resident Evil 8.
Yeah, I would like to see
me
you.
too.
You have to stream it when you do 8. Since you probably won't make the bonus, you have to promise us that you'll stream it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Nice.
Matt.
Yes.
How Matt level up?
I watched the 4th season of the popular Netflix animated adult television program Castlevania. I watched Castlevania season 4. It's the final season. I also rewatched the rest of the show before I watched season 4. That's a great show, and everybody should watch Castlevania. I feel like it drags a little bit in the 3rd season, and I feel like the 4th season has a lot of the same problems where it kind of like, there's a clear goal that these people should be accomplishing, and instead the show is like, oh, they have to go off to Bimbly Pimbly and hang out until the end of the season, and then they'll teleport in and save the day. And it kind of frustrates me. But other than that, it's a pretty great show that has some good emotion and some amazing, incredible action scenes, particularly for like an animated show, particularly the 4th season. You could tell that they really sunk some time into making those look as good as possible. You know, it's crazy when you watch like an animated show that has like clearly telegraphed out all of the choreography of the like big fights. So they're really exciting and fun and not just like, you know, a bunch of nonsense. Stuff like that. Anyway, Castlevania season 4, fantastic. Loved it. Thought it was great. Pretty good. Okay. You know, thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm a little on this fence, but one of the best shows I've ever seen. Vanessa, how did you level up?
Quantity.
Oh gosh.
Vanessa is eating live chickens on the show. I don't know why she's doing this. I'm sorry, chicks.
I know
Those
what
are
she's
babies. They are screaming, but she is covering their faces. It's gory, and it is much darker than you realize.
Matt, it's not a baby chick. It is a crispity, crunchity, butterfingery snack.
This is not making me want a Butterfinger in my mouth right now.
We're not
This is
even
making me want to throw
sponsored.
up.
We are not sponsored.
This is the sound that you make when you eat a Butterfinger.
However,
Yuck. Yuck.
look, we may not have sponsors, but we got friends.
That's
we got
true.
friends in buttery
In low places.
places.
And one of those low places is apparently Nestle candy.
Matt,
Yes.
how dare you? How dare you talk this way about our friends who not only
I didn't realize
gifted
you were going to do an ad for Butterfingers. I'm just saying.
my friend Johnny with a beautiful brown
Dingleberry.
Choco Pucker or something?
A chocopicker,
Yeah.
a beautiful chocopicker for him to ride. They also want to give a special treat to one lucky listener. What do you think about that?
What?
What?
What do you think about that? Yes. Now you're sorry. Now you're sorry for slandering the fine family name of Nestle, for saying that my crispity crotchety Butterfinger sounds like a screaming baby chicken. No, sir. It sounds like deliciousness in your mouth. Hashtag game better with Butterfinger.
I do love Butterfingers. They really are my favorite
Choco-Pucker.
candy bar. They're so good. It's the best thing on earth, and I don't know why.
Chocor. Sorry, it's Chocor Picor.
A chocopicker. Anyway, listeners, we can't give you a chocopicker because those can only be obtained by purchasing Butterfingers. However,
This feels like hashtag sponsored content.
It legitimately
We can.
does, and I don't know why it's going on so long.
we can give you something else. So if you play Final Fantasy 14, or maybe you're just Final Fantasy 14 curious, or if you're a mega butthead, that's what they call Butterfinger fans, because they can't get enough of that buttery goodness, then drop us an email at squarerootspod@gmail.com and put in the subject, I want to game better with Butterfinger, please.
No, we don't have to. Just say Choco Pacur.
Say Choco Pacur. And we at, I'm going to give you 1 week for this. This is sort of a flash contest. You have until the Friday after this episode drops. Jim, what's that on the calendar?
She just tossed her head to the side and said she's angry.
Jim, what's Friday on the Gregorian calendar there?
Like which Friday? Next Friday?
Uh-huh.
That'll be the 28th of May.
Yeah, 28th of May. Send us an email. Let us know if you're interested in this special Butterfinger prize pack, and one lucky listener will have it sent right to your door. And I'll tell you next week who won.
Wow.
That's how I leveled up.
Wow. I'm a little angry we weren't consulted before you did this commercial on the show.
Okay, first of all, I told you all about this.
I mean, yeah, you told us about the emails you were getting. I didn't even realize you were going to do an ad.
Wait, there are FCC rules around that now. Hashtag sponsored. Hashtag sponsored content. Hashtag.
I already made that joke.
Oh, sorry.
Hashtag game better with Butterfinger. Yeah, you know
Please
what?
stop climbing my chair.
Well, John, you were covering the Canadian laws about it. I was covering the U.S. ones.
Did you know that to enter
clever,
a contest in Canada, you have to answer a math question?
What?
Yeah.
Is that a hard math question?
Because if they don't put the math question in, it would be considered income, I think.
Like, where does
Or,
it fall
gambling?
on the
No, it's gambling.
PEMDAS? Where does it fall on the PEMDAS scale?
It's I think it's mostly just order of operations.
Yeah. Oh, cool. I'm good at that.
Yeah.
Isn't it? What's the acronym for that?
Is it PEMDAS?
Well,
is it what I
us,
just said?
It's BEMDAS, but whatever.
What?
Brackets, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction.
Well, we say parentheses. Parentheses, exponents, whatever.
PEMDAS.
But also PEDMAS, because that works out to the same either way.
That's true.
You guys are going to look real silly on the tape because I said it first. And I'm smart.
All right.
Does
That's
it really
great.
make you do that? Why?
What? I think, it's not
to prove
be a
to
lottery.
the queen that you're a human? John, you're a human whether or not the queen thinks you're a human.
The guys, let's not pretend the queen can do math.
Or look both ways at the same time. John, cut that. That's inappropriate.
Okay. I don't understand what that last joke was. Well, I guess it's time for us to crack open.
I'm not done. I'm not done with my level up.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so I leveled up by working hard to get a prize pack for our listeners, and I won't have any of you scoff at my efforts anymore.
Vanessa
Hashtag game
answered
better
at
with
least.
Butterfinger.
She answered at least 2 emails.
Yeah. Don't forget, send your entry to squarerootspod@gmail.com.
I so I don't mind that we're 30 minutes into this episode, but I think John might tomorrow. So maybe it's time to talk about Jiminy's Journal.
Jiminy's Journal. We're going to start in Port Royal. John, what happens in Port Royal, my friend?
Why would we just start in Port Royal? I don't want to go there.
That's where I put it in the notes first.
I feel like we should have skipped this whole segment.
Well, it's back with my friends. My friends, the pirates. And Johnny Depp is there, who is not a friend of mine. But then...
my friends, the pirates, except Johnny Depp.
What about Orlando Bloom? How do you feel about him?
He's fine.
You remember a while ago, Orlando Bloom was surfing naked or something,
and
it was all over
dong.
page 6. Yeah, you could see it.
I don't care about his penis.
And he was in the news for having a big old
was he?
hog. Yeah.
Especially considering if you're parasailing, a lot of cold wind and cold water, like hitting you in the dick.
Yeah, people were like, look alas at this. Will Turner, more like Will E. Turner.
What happened to him? Did he like get enough money from acting and then
What happened to him?
is he like
That's a good question. I feel like he did get enough money that he's no longer taking like mega.
I mean, all
roles.
those guys are living off those
His
Lord of the
heat-
Rings residuals.
Yeah,
And
his
his
heat
pirates.
wore off a
Anything.
bit too, I think, but also like he didn't need to
Yeah,
work.
he's been a part of some franchise. He doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
There's 4 Pirates movies and 3 Lord of the Rings movies, and he's in the Hobbit movies because that's how much that
right.
movie is associated.
Oh,
That's how
that's
much
right.
that series is associated with him. I think
I'm
he's
sure he does
good.
like British things.
I bet
you
he
know?
does.
Like,
Yeah, maybe he's
I
on
bet
the
he's
stage.
in a lot of
fancy
like
British
local
series.
dramas.
You guys
Yeah,
are
he's
showing
probably-
5,000.
your hot? What was that dumb Hot Wings show?
Oh, Hot Ones.
Yeah, is
Hot
he
Ones, that's
showing
a
up
good
on
show.
Hot
It's not
Ones
dumb. What do you
and
call
all
it
those
dumb?
other awful British panel shows?
He's a really good interviewer, and that's what makes Hot Ones better than the premise is.
You know what? I think we've explored the lives of celebrities enough.
Speaking of really good interviewers, you guys like that interview that Jim and I did?
Yeah, it's
Pretty
great.
good,
I loved
huh?
it.
Yeah.
Well,
I listened to it. I
helped
couldn't
anyway.
believe how good it
I mean,
was.
I
I jumped for
Jim
joy.
is mad at me because I posted on Facebook that I interviewed Paul and Jim helped.
She's like, whoa,
jeez.
I interviewed this guy and it was great. And then in parentheses at the bottom it said, and Jim helped.
I think we gotta stop. We
Gave you credit.
They,
Stop
John and
insulting
Vanessa,
Nat
I feel
and
like,
Jim.
like to beat us down a bit. And Jim, you just got to rise above. All right? Like, let's get some Rocky music going for you. Throw some air punches. I know you've been doing boxing lessons. Let's see it. Let's see those punches. Let's see them. Thank you, Vanessa.
See that?
Oh,
Jim?
oh,
See
no.
that big old, see
I
that
don't
big
see
old
it
mitt?
because Vanessa's singing.
Yeah, you do have big hands.
Big hand.
Ba-da-ba,
All right.
Okay.
Well, that got
Oh,
really
yeah.
awkward.
My boxing trainer told me, he's like, you have heavy hands, meaning I throw
Oh.
big old punches.
Wow. Don't punch me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Don't get mad at me when you come here and punch
knock
me.
you out, dog.
Open on a full moon with an organization guy looking at the Aztec treasure.
Oh, wait,
Seems
was
like
it Aztec or was it Mayan?
Aztec. Very specifically, Aztec treasure.
Okay.
Seems like trouble's afoot. Sora gets to the city to find Jack battling some pirate boys. Would you leave mate to perish? Jack says. What a dick. Why is he a dick?
You just read everything verbatim I put in the notes.
Verbatim.
Yep.
Verbatim, sorry, verbatim.
I read everything burger time.
No, the verbatim. You know when you read a word and you've never heard it said out loud.
Yeah,
That was
like burger
me.
time.
That was me because like I used to buy blank CDs and they said verbatim on them, and I always thought it was verbatim.
So I'm reading this verbatim.
So that pops out of my
So
mouth.
why
sometimes.
This
is
is the
Jack?
best thing that's ever happened to me.
It's like when I mispronounced ennui like 4 years ago.
Oh, it makes me sad that Jim remembers that.
No, I don't. No, we don't.
Oh,
I actually like to know that my cutting wit really does cut to the core. You know?
yeah. He goes
And you
home,
might say
he
it's not
opens
so
up
much
his
cutting wit,
diary.
it's like brute bullying, but to each their own.
Dear diary, today Matt made fun of how I said ennui.
Oh.
Made me feel like less of a man.
How did you say ennui that made us
I'm
laugh
not going to
at
say
it?
it again.
You have to.
I'm not going to.
You have to. Was it like one on the, you know what I always get wrong and I have to read twice is hors d'oeuvres. I always have to look at hors d'oeuvres twice.
Hors
My
d'oeuvres.
brain always translates it as hors d'oeuvres first, and then I will like smack myself. That's one of those ones that will never go away. Hors d'oeuvres.
Kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best
Oh my
I've
God, it's so
ever had.
Are we still leveling up with fucking John's ice cream truck? I feel like I'm losing my mind.
So why would you say that Jack is a dick?
And Diane.
Because he's trying to like guilt you into helping him out.
Oh, well, yeah, but I mean, he doesn't want to be an undead, cursed
He got
sailor
turned into
forever.
a skeleton because you were there.
He became undead in the last boss battle we participated in with him.
Well,
But that was just for like a minute to like save the day. Now he's cursed by something that you brought to his world because the Organization 13 wants you to create hearts for them so they can create monsters. So everywhere you go, you bring these monsters with you.
That's not why.
And he got turned into a skeleton by the monster.
Mm-hmm. They want to create Heartless so that they can get to Kingdom Hearts.
You just fucking repeated what I said, but slightly differently.
You said because they want to create monsters. That's not why.
I don't care why.
They want to become real boys. Is that is they want to become real boys again?
Yes, that is why.
Okay. Like they're tired of having their Ken doll genitals.
It's a little weird because, like, do you disagree with them? Are they wrong?
No,
They're
this
not.
seems like a good thing to want.
They seem like victims, yeah.
Well, but why are we murdering them then?
Well,
because
their methodology
Mickey's a
that we disagree with,
and we're doing everything he says. Listen, Mickey's the king. He's the wealth. All right, generational wealth. And we're just the pawns that do what he says to hold everybody else down. And the worst part is that we think we're the good guys.
Who are we
saving
impressing?
the day?
No, I won't have this. Mickey is a self-made mouse. We know for a fact that he worked his way up from Pete's steamboat assistant.
That's a lie. He was a Mickey steamboat assistant.
Mickey gentrified that whole area.
Yeah. And you saw paintings of his rich ancestors in his castle.
He drove out Clarabelle Cow and her family by making the land too expensive to live on.
He got $1 million gift from his great uncle. That is how he started this castle in the first place.
They paid for his Merlin or
who's
that wizard that he was with?
Jensen. We are the Empire. We are the baddies in this game. Roxas was just a boy living in a world. And then we came along and ate him. And then since then, everywhere we've gone, monsters have interfered. And we have learned that that's happening because of us.
He was a innocent that was sacrificed by the need for Sora.
The need for speed.
Roxas wasn't a real person, though.
Roxas wasn't a real person.
Yeah.
He was a real person.
The
Roxas that we played as at the beginning of the game was a digital version of a real person that lived in the real world.
I thought he
had
was
friends
a real nobody.
Like Axel. He was a person and he had goals. And then he
Nobodies
lost it all
don't
and
have
got
friends.
yanked into that digital program. And then he came out
apparently
and we ate him.
The curse is still a thing, and there's lots of undead pirates running around. I am reading this Burger Time. And you will also learn that Will went to
We love you, Jim.
Isla de la Muerta and is now missing. Sora and the gang jump on the Black Pearl, which is the ship of Jack Sparrow. And they go to investigate like good little boy detective. Yes, he is a good little. He's like, I'm gonna find out what's happening. Oh, that's more of a Mickey Mouse voice than a Sora voice.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that. Matt will accuse you of being the bourgeoisie.
Yeah. We're gonna get a cease and desist from the Disney Corporation if you try to imitate Mickey Mouse.
So you run into the Intercepted. Sorry, you run into the Interceptor. Jim, why are you so entertained by Goofy spotting the Interceptor?
Because you're on the boat, and in the cutscene, it cuts to Goofy, and he just yells, "Ship on the starboard bow!" And like, it's just really funny hearing Goofy like herald the ship.
And I do see that Will is slumped over one of the sides, so he's not looking too good. You go and rescue that handsome, perfectly sculpted gentleman. And Will says that someone took all the gold and the chest, which is bad because that means that all those pirates are cursed again.
Again? Why didn't they just sink it to the bottom of the ocean the first time?
Well, they didn't think of that, but now they're going to what was it, Heart of the Ocean it next time. But that's a little ahead of where we are. He was attacked, but couldn't see the face because he was shrouded with a black hood. It was just like, we get told this so many times. I understand that there's 13 members of Organization 13, but it's a little repetitive.
I was thinking about this when I was writing the notes today, but Luxord, the organization guy that you run into in Port Royal at this part of the game, talks about recruiting
after the casino.
Yeah, well, he's a gambling dude. So
that's a big pyramid casino that I've been inside, and it's awesome.
I've been in there too. Jim, have you been in that Luxor?
I have been in the Luxor.
Matt's
not at his chair.
Oh, I've been in the Luxor.
But if they recruit, let's say they did recruit, who did they want before? Hercules? If they recruited Hercules, would they then change their name to Organization 14? Or 15?
Maybe.
Or 27?
Yeah, why not?
I don't think it's called Organization 13 because there are 13 of them. I think it's the 13th organization.
Jim, do you have any lore to back up the naming of Organization 13?
I always just assumed because there were 13 powerful nobodies.
Was it Xenohort that started Organization 13?
No, it was Xemnas.
Oh, that's right.
We talked about this 2 episodes ago.
Yeah,
these names mean nothing to me. It's like they go in one ear and out the other.
Xemnas, which is a jumble of Ansem and X, but it's actually not really Ansem. It's actually Xehanort posing as Ansem that got turned into a nobody that took the name Xemnas.
Are you sure it wasn't Zigon?
I think you mean Zigbar. Zigbar is an organization member.
What about Ziam?
That's not a word.
Will says he escaped the cave, but a villain sent a horde of terrible creatures after him. Then Will dies.
Sweet.
No, he just passes out, but it does look like he dies.
It does look like he dies.
What? He pulls a Goofy and everyone's like, oh
no! Jack says they're all going home because monsters are lame and he doesn't want to deal with them. And then Jack goes out on the deck to find an organization guy with the box of gold. And
I never think John is just going to read what I put in. He just does.
I'm gonna read it. If there's notes, I don't remember this super well, so...
What do you write it like this for if it's not so that he will read it, Jim?
Because it's funny to me. It's funny to me.
Seems like trouble's afoot.
And it's even funnier when John reads it.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it, buddy. But don't keep making fun of me reading it.
Oh, sorry. I'm not making fun of you.
You know what?
I'm just showcasing my glee.
Stop referencing it.
Well, yeah, because if you make fun of it, then I'm going to say that I'm going to read it Burger Time.
Jim, remember, this is the all new Square Roots. We don't make jokes. We don't have in jokes. We don't even try. We just dryly read the notes that you write.
That's true.
This show is not for goofs and japes. This show is for journalism and giveaways. Thanks to our friends at Butterfinger. Bite into the crispity, crunchity flavor of Butterfinger. And remember, send an email to squarerootspodcast@gmail.com by May 28th if you want a chance to win your very own Butterfinger prize pack. Crunch!
Square Roots Podcast is brought to you by Blue Giant. Blue Giant is the only blue pill for people with vaginas.
Just out of curiosity, before you sold our podcast to Butterfingers, how much did you ask for?
I asked for 1 Chocoper for John.
Oh,
and
no.
That's what I got.
Wow.
All right.
So, just out of curiosity, was that 3 minutes of you making crunching sounds at the beginning of your level up supposed to be you eating a Butterfinger?
Yeah.
Yes, it was supposed to entice people.
Butterfingers are fine, but they produce so many crumbs, and they get stuck in your beard, and they get on your shirt.
Do you think the listeners will be more interested in buying a Butterfingers if they hear 7 uninterrupted minutes of you making that crunching noise?
A crunchy? Jim, no. I think I have a solution for you. They're called Butterfinger Bites. The bite-sized Butterfinger you can pop right in your mouth.
Oh, my God.
You know what?
I did? I don't know if they still have them, but remember those, like, Butterfinger balls? And you could just pop those balls in.
Those things were good,
man.
You know what?
I have the Arrow version of those.
The what?
Those
Arrow.
What the hell's Arrow?
It's some Canadian bullshit. Those were great those were great in a bucket of popcorn. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Well, that's why I've heard of the Nestle Crunch in the popcorn, and you eat the popcorn with the Nestle Crunch.
Whoppers is the original popcorn
Whoppers
snack.
are too big.
No, those are good.
They're perfect.
Popcorn, man.
They're perfect with the popcorn.
So Jack goes out on the deck to find an organization guy with the box of gold. He says, the darkness of men's hearts are drawn to the chest. And then you got to fight a boss now. It's this dude with a swinging pendulum thing. And I beat this in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. You have to fight this guy a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's not the guy who comes. No, that's not the Reaper guy.
It's the same guy, yeah, because you beat him here, and then he goes into the water, and then he comes back out after Luxord asks for parley. Parley,
yeah.
Parsley.
Parley.
Parsley.
The organization guy demands parley. Sora doesn't want to, but Jack says they have to stick to the pirate code. And the orc guy says he surrenders the treasure, but he grabs a handful and throws them out on the ship. Then a bunch of nobodies show up, along with the boss guy again, and the organization guy, his name is Luxord, fires cannonballs at the other boat and sinks it. Cut to black. So, when Sora wakes up, he's half in the water, and he finds that Jack has been cursed and is now undead. After defeating a gambler nobody, they receive a cursed medallion. They travel around Port Royal, and then you gotta find 3 more gambler nobodies.
I didn't like this part, because every time you went from place to place, you had to fight more enemies on the ship en route to where you were going, and it was annoying.
Once this is done, the trio, and also one of them, like, you have like 3 seconds to kill. So I found the way to do that to get the medallion back was I summoned Peter Pan, and Peter Pan. Do you know how Peter Pan attacks?
How does Peter Pan attack?
He's got a knife.
Yeah, of course he does.
Well,
he just starts stabbing people. He flies around and stabs people.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That sounds pretty normal for what, like 1917 fiction?
Mm-hmm.
He had a knife in the cartoon.
Yeah, he did. I remember he's like twirling it and stuff, right?
Remember he stabbed Captain Hook's eye out, or however, whatever it is.
He lopped his hand off.
No, the crocodile ate it.
I think that Peter Pan cut it off and tossed it to the crocodile.
Oh, you're right.
I think Vanessa's right.
Wow.
He cut his hand off and fed it to the crocodile.
Peter Pan is hardcore.
He is.
You know,
Peter Pan's actually pretty cool, guys.
Peter Pan's like Jigsaw from the Saw movie.
He's like Jigsaw if Jigsaw looked like Mr. B Natural.
Yeah.
Mr. Bean?
Mr. B Natural.
Mr. Bean.
You know who Mr. B Natural is.
Of course I know who Mr. B Natural is.
I don't know that.
Mr. B Natural is a fantastic friend who comes and teaches you how to play music.
Does he say verbatime?
He's the one that, was it Crow? No, Tom Servo found oddly attractive. And,
oh, right. Yeah, I remember that.
So we killed Captain Hook. Hey, you know what's crazy? Is Captain Hook in this game at all?
No, we killed him last time.
Oh, we killed him last time. You know, I gotta be honest with you guys. Like, you're running through this world, and we all know that I already did all this, and I said that I did, and I did. And this was the point in the game when I really found the combat to be, like, engaging. So all of this, like, 1,000 battles in a row, and all this stuff, it's all a blur because the whole time I was just like, I love this. Like, it's so good.
Well,
I don't know why.
I have a hard time retaining memory of this game. I don't know why, but everything kind of like, okay, if you ask me to go without looking at the notes, what happens? You get those medallions, you go back to Port Royal because Sora says that the bad guys are drawn to places with people, and
He's
then
just reading the notes with
Luxord.
his eyes closed.
No, Luxord is there, and there's the chest, and then you have the most annoying boss fight in the game where you got to get every single. Oh, yeah, I guess I do remember it. I just have to think.
That coin boss is nightmare.
Yeah, Nat and I had the same issue with it. We'll get there. Okay, so
It was
Are we
awful,
not there?
and
You
I
just
have
talked
a
through it all. What's left to say?
I'm just seeing if I missed anything.
A hot info drop for you.
Oh, okay.
You know how I don't do what I ought to, and I just played this game in whatever order I felt like?
Mm-hmm.
So after I did Port Royal is when the, Pride Land disappeared somehow. Maybe it wasn't. Anyway, I did this boss before I did any other bonus boss. And I think even before I went to,
Wow.
Halloweentown
That's
and
crazy.
Aladdin
Was he
World.
harder?
It was crazy. It was really hard. I was like, what is with this game's bizarro difficulty spike?
You have to do this before you go to Aladdin World or
Don't tell Vanessa how she played this game,
Halloweentown.
Jonathan.
I mean,
Wait,
there's-
hold on.
Really
know.
don't, John, because last
Yeah.
week we talked about going to Aladdin World and Halloweentown, and now you're telling me that you had to do this first?
No, well,
Your
sorry, for the
story
second
makes no
time.
sense.
For the second time, yeah, I think you have to do this first. You have to do Pirate Cove first before you can do second part of Halloweentown and second part of Aladdin Town.
When you
well,
did
I
the
didn't know
Pride
about that,
Lands,
Johnny.
when you did the Pride Lands, did you have to do the first and second Pride Lands?
Yes.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah, but I did this pirate part before I did Mulan 2 or Belle and Beast
Yeah.
or...
They do
Anything
have
else.
labels on them that tells you what the level you should be
I know that now.
and it makes it pretty. I appreciate the fact that the game never tells you that. So I guess what I'm saying is, no harm, no foul. That sucks. I'm sorry, pal. And I
I mean,
commiserate
I
with
did
you.
it because I'm
You
a
did it.
god gamer.
Because you're a fucking pro gamer.
Vanessa is a pro
right.
gamer.
I've seen you play games professionally on the internet.
Jim, since you wrote this narration, why don't you just pick it up?
Yeah, well, we went around chasing the medallion. So we went to the ship graveyard and Isla de la Muerta, a couple different places.
You just have to go back to the same places you've already been
Yeah,
and kill
there's
one
only
enemy.
so many areas in this game, and they're
This
never
is
more than
not
one or
hard.
two screens long. Yeah, but when you go back to Port Royal, you end up having to fight the Grim Reaper, and on the way, you find out that Jack is cursed again. But Goofy notes that he's actually cursed by the Heartless and not the Treasure, which is something I
This
did not
was
understand.
dumb.
I don't understand how why don't the Heartless curse more people? I don't.
Right, and
Yeah.
why is the curse exactly the same as the treasure curse?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But now is when you fight that big Grim Reaper boss who is invincible while he has coins from the chest. So you have to knock the coins out of him with a reaction command and then put them all back in the chest and then whittle his health down. And it is a very frustrating process.
It's very tedious because he sucks the coins out of the chest again and then is invulnerable some more.
Yeah, I eventually figured out, I think you can use magic on him to interrupt his coin sucking.
Yeah, I think it actually says that on the screen at some point, but goes by fast.
Yeah, so you can use magic to interrupt his coin sucking and get them coins back and then defeat this guy. This is probably one of the more frustrating bosses in the entire game.
It's super frustrating.
Yeah.
When I did it, and when John did it, there were 2 coins sitting up on a crate that you had to jump up to suck up. They wouldn't, if you stood next to it, you wouldn't get them. You had to go jump up there to get them. And it was the most frustrating thing because it takes you 2 minutes to realize this. And you're just going in a circle with this shitty boss that you can only hit with magic. And it acts like an asshole and it sucks up the coins. And if you are an idiot like John and I, you have, the auto limit on. So you're always smashing that triangle button because you know. That's what you do when it tells you to.
Sorry,
But
I shouldn't have eaten the chocolate right then.
Sometimes it gives you an auto limit, and sometimes it does the boss thing that you want to do. You got to turn that off ahead of time, listeners.
These are those arrow balls I was talking about that I really like.
Oh, is it arrow?
I know arrow.
A-E-R-O or A-R-R-O-W?
A-E-R-O.
Oh, cool.
It's a Cadbury chocolate from the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, fun.
Cadbury, the UK. That's what you get when you serve the Queen your whole life as
You
a
get some
peasant
British-
in Canada.
Get some British chocolates, and our chocolate is better. Also, our snack cakes are better.
They
talked
are
about
actually.
this.
Ours are trash.
Swiss rolls.
Our only good ones are the ones that are so bad that they're good. Like Twinkies are the best thing on earth, but they're fucking awful. They're so gross. But like,
I haven't had a
you have
Twinkie
to
in a long
lean
time.
in to the gross. Well, I got kids in the house, so I buy some Twinkies. You don't buy Twinkies for your
No,
daughter? You're a monster. Buy some
I have
Twinkies.
never had.
Jalen likes, what are those spicy chips? Tacos.
Tacos.
Jalen likes
Celery is-
tacos.
Takis.
Jalen likes Takis.
Celery
I have a bag
with
of those
natural
up in
peanut
my-
butter is nature's
that's-
Twinkie.
I'd never had a Twinkie until I was like 16.
Wow.
Yeah, me
And
too.
Vanessa's mom found out that I had never had one, so she got me one, and she made me put it in my mouth, and I took a bite of it, and it was so nasty, I ran into the kitchen and spat
Nasty.
it out.
Get out of town.
It's
Twinkies are
awful.
fucking magical.
I don't
It
think
tastes
we
like
had
chemical.
Twinkies when I was a kid in Quebec, but we did have Vauchon brand Swiss rolls, which were my favorite snack cake. And they're like limited. They only make them part time of the year, and they don't always ship them to Western Canada. But they did, and I got a box. And then one of my friends online was like, "Well, we get those in the States. So Little Debbie makes them." I'm like, "Don't try to make me eat your garbage."
Those Little Debbie Swiss cakes. Listen, that's what I was talking about. Those Little Debbie Swiss cakes are garbage, but I love them.
I can imagine
but they're bad.
John being handed like a Swiss roll and just like picking it up and then throwing it on the ground as hard as he could.
The chocolate's so waxy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the chocolate
I
sucks.
did have a Hostess cupcake when I was a child, and I like that you can peel off the swirly row of frosting and then peel off its chocolate frosting hat, and then there's like goo in the middle. Those are pretty good. I haven't had one for, I don't know.
They make one. They
How
make
old
them
am
with.
I guess if I hadn't had one since I was 5, I haven't had one in
Wow, that's
17
sad.
years.
Enjoy your life.
You know,
oh my god.
I think as a treat to our listeners, I'm going to tell you, and maybe this is a thing that Jim can make fun of me about, because I know Jim needs to get revenge
John,
for Burger Time.
I don't feel the need.
But the way I eat these Swiss rolls is they have a little chocolate coating, and I eat the chocolate coating off first. And as a kid, I used to unroll the roll and then eat the cake.
I did that too.
Sure.
And I
used to wrap Fruit Loops around fruit. What were they?
fruit roll-ups.
Fruit
by the
Loops
foot.
around my finger and suck them off, and it was amazing. But I don't do it now.
This is the way I still eat chicken McNuggets, is that I eat the skin off and then I dip the chicken.
Oh, that's
Into
nasty.
Not real
Ketchup.
chicken.
You're not an adult to do that. I demand.
I have a 20-something-year-old person that eats chicken McNuggets that
John,
way.
that makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Thinking about somebody peeling off the skin of a chicken McNugget.
I don't peel it. I bite it off. I don't peel it off. I'm like,
That's even
Oh,
worse.
that's
You like
even
suck it
worse.
off.
So it's all soft and it's all softened up by his spittle. Hey,
it's so
I gotta
good.
tell you, if you eat chicken McNuggets in this day and age, I think you're crazy. You want to talk about something that tastes like chemicals? A chicken McNugget just tastes like fucking fry oil, straight up.
We've all got our weaknesses, and McNugs are one of mine. Like a
That's-
Nugs.
freshly cooked McNug, like just right out of the fryer. Oh, so
We
good.
all have our
Johnny,
vices.
the elder millennial of the podcast at 31 years old, still eating nuggies that his fucking Poppy makes for him, I guess. I don't know. Dino nuggies. You know what I mean?
that teenagers at the Austin
Delete that Poppy part because I
Avenue.
feel weird about what I said there. You know, I just didn't. It didn't roll well. All
Dad's dead, Matt. My dad's dead.
Now that I am not, for some reason tonight, I'm not editing, so I'm really editing myself in real time where I'm like, ooh, I said that? Ooh, John, cut that out of the show. You're going to notice a lot of that tomorrow.
All right.
Oh, man.
Okay, so where were we? Fighting that boss, and I got all 880 medallions and didn't notice the 2 medallions up on that crate. And I was like, why can't I kill this guy? Why is he not taking damage? And he had just like a little sliver of life left too. That was the worst part. Anyway. So after the battle,
you kept hitting him. I did the same thing. You kept hitting him, and it didn't do anything because he was immune to physical. And it was very frustrating to watch, but also I had done the same thing.
Mm-hmm. After the battle, Luxord. So what would his real name be? Luxord. So Drulo,
Lord.
Lord? Oh, Lord. His name's Lord.
No, there's a U in there.
Yeah, Lord. Like,
You can do Lord with a U. It's fancier that way.
Except without the E. Like the lady who sings that song, you know. Royal, listen to one of us.
Everybody's like crackers in the bathtub.
Okay,
Crackers in the
so
bathtub. Yep.
apparently it's never stated what Luxord's real name is, but
Oh, no.
Reddit posits that maybe his name is Dolar,
This is off
which is like
limits.
dollar, I
On
guess.
this episode of the podcast, this is off limits. If you want to do a Jim's lore corner, I will
question
record
was
that
put out
bonus
there.
episode with
this
you.
This was a discussion point. What do you think his real name is? I'm not throwing it out there myself.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it's dollar.
Yeah,
The minute
dollar.
you start reading Reddit.com, the minute I stop trusting you.
I just Googled it, and that was
So
the first one
Luxord
that
is the
came up.
one who's all about gambling, right? He's the one who's got the dice.
He's the one that's got the dice and you'll find out the card thing later. But like,
Okay.
yeah, his whole thing is gambling and cards and timing and all that stuff.
So Luxord commends Sora on his defeat and takes the heart from the Grim Reaper Heartless. Jack is freed from the curse and knows of a way so the medallions will not be used for evil again.
I don't remember what he does with it.
Oh, yeah, I can tell you what he goes.
Tell me.
And, so Sora, Donald, Goofy, Jack, Will, and Elizabeth go out to sea and are like, and Jack's like, you ever see Titanic? I remember at the end where she's like, this thing I'm just gonna throw out the ocean, and everyone's like, no, don't do it, you stupid old lady. Except in the version that made it to the theater, no one's there, it's just her. But there's another version where they all see her do it.
And as Leo DiCaprio dies, she drops the medallion into the sea.
Yeah, it's like that, right? Yeah, it's
50 years later, they find
She's
it.
like, oops.
Oops. Yeah, did you ever see the deleted scene version where everyone's like, no, don't? Like all the people on the ship are watching her do it?
No, that's crazy.
They're like, we invested thousands
That's
of
wild.
dollars in this expedition. We brought you out here to talk to us, like flew you and your family to the middle of the ocean, and you're going to just like chuck something that would not only secure the explorer's future, but your family's future as well.
Hang on.
Then they sue
Into the
her
sea.
for
She can
fraud.
throw her fucking money away if she wants to. Like, give me a break. This is terrible.
Well, she does. And she throws it into the ocean.
And it's heartwarming.
And then Jack is like reunited with his crewmates and his lover, Jack. So Jack and Jack start jacking and
Oh.
have a real
What about Jack
off.
and Diane?
No, we're not doing that.
Nope.
No, we're not doing that.
Can I just add to this conversation an important observation that I made?
No. Is it about chili dogs?
No. Luxord would be... I bet Luxord is the name of a Superman villain. Prove me wrong, Internet
You mean Lex
listeners.
Luthor?
No, I don't mean Lex Luthor. I bet there's a Superman villain named Luxor.
I bet there's a Superman villain named Lex Luthor.
I got $10 on this.
That's just Jack
You
Sparrow
email me and prove me
pronouncing
wrong.
Lex Luthor. Look, it's Luxor.
Just so that we're on the same
Yeah,
page.
Luxor.
If it sounds similar to Luxord, I'm going to accept it. So don't even try me.
Jack then asks...
Oh man, sorry. I'm gonna put something in the chat. I googled Luxord Superman, and the second image result that came up is something you guys gotta see.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, let's all take a break
Let's
from
all
the
take a
show.
Yeah,
I'm
look,
sorry. Hold on. Let me throw
Again,
this in
I am
the
not
chat real
editing,
quick.
so I'm super down with whatever interruptions you want to make to the show.
We're just going to take a look.
All right.
Oh, I didn't think he was that chubby. Is he that chubby?
No. It's a picture of Luxord in his underwear with a hand of cards fanned out over his crotch that says, "You just hit the jackpot."
But he's also
The camera-
like a husky boy.
Yeah,
The camera is above him as he lays on the bed with his hands behind his head on the pillows, relaxing.
And the
On
art style is
beautiful
kind of
white
Archie.
pillows.
It's kind of an
Yeah.
Archie look.
Yeah.
He has
Yeah.
his tongue sticking out of the corner of his mouth, like
He's saying, "You just hit the jackpot," and he's got cards laying across his genitals.
He's got
As if-
a little fur trail going from his belly button
I mean,
down to
I
his
bet
pubic
that
area.
gets him laid. You know, I bet. You know, by the time you've gotten to the point where you feel comfortable walking around in your underwear, you know, in a relationship, I think that this is inappropriate.
No, but he's like this guy. He's one of those guys who's like, "Oh, I'll walk you home after like your first date," and then you get there and he's like, "Oh gosh, I hate to ask, but can I use your bathroom or
Oh,
whatever?"
no,
and you're
God.
like,
Oh,
No,
yeah,
yeah.
for
Vanessa,
sure."
don't
And then
cast aspersions upon
you're
this
like,
poor
you're like,
character
"Oh,
from
what's
this
taking
game.
so long?" And so you go look in the bathroom. He's not in there. You look in your bedroom, and he's just there on your bed with his cards fanned out.
So, oh, that's great. I was listening to acclaimed horror podcast Kill by Kill, starring friends of the podcast Patrick and Gina. And Vanessa was on the show. And I was like, "Oh, Vanessa's finally on the
What?
show." And Vanessa was like, "Yeah, I dated a string of close-up magicians. They kept taking me to the Gothic castle." And I was like, "Wait,
Said that in confidence. That was between me and Gina.
it is literally a
On
different."
the podcast.
It was literally a different Vanessa on that podcast who has been to the Gothic Castle or whatever it's called, Magic Castle. You know what I'm talking about, right? That place in LA that you need a membership to get into and you have to wear a suit.
The Magic
I don't know
Castle.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, the Magic Castle. It's
I live in Florida.
It's a
I'm from
magician's.
Texas.
It's a magician's private
I don't know
club
what you're
slash
talking about.
restaurant that like magicians will invite you to. I've been
Wow.
invited there,
Wow.
and
It's
she's
fine.
dated
They have like
five
classes
Did you go?
and then
close
they
up
have.
magicians, and it just reminded me of Vanessa.
And her name's Vanessa,
Her name is Vanessa as well.
and she's living my dream life.
And she's apparently friends with Gina and Patrick as Vanessa is.
What is this?
I don't know.
I'm gonna DM Gina right now and be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, there should be a running thread through the rest of this episode. Resolution next episode. That's how we're going to hook them.
I know
the next
Vanessa's been
episode.
trying to get on that show too, but they had fake Vanessa. Jack then asks for his reward from Elizabeth and requests Sora's keyblade. And Sora's like, "Okay, take it." And Jack's like, This is too easy. And
Yeah.
Sora gives him the keyblade, and as soon as he does, it disappears and returns to Sora. And Goofy's like, I think you two are a lot alike. And maybe he'll be
Okay.
able to one day.
Yeah, sure.
Jack vows that one day he will form a bloodthirsty crew and steal the Keyblade.
Cool.
And they're all like, "Ha ha 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 ha!" And Jack's like, "I'm serious. I'm a literal pirate. I kill people." And Sora's like, "Ha ha 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 ha!"
That would be a fun thing to do for the next Pirates of the Caribbean movies, is make Jack Sparrow the bad guy and just recast him and just be like, but he's a dick now. That's a great idea. Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, Captain Jack Sparrow, where's the rum?
So let's go back to my least favorite town or planet world. Planet
Which
world.
one?
Halloweentown.
Oh, you don't like Halloweentown?
No, we've established that I really don't like the
Do you like Christmas Town?
Well, no, I don't like that movie. I just don't like it.
He sort of likes the little gnomes, or the elves, I guess they are.
Yeah, the elves are cute, and I like the outfits that Sora, Donald, and Goofy wear.
God.
Open on the scientist guy, the mad scientist. Dr. Was his name Finkelbein or something?
I don't know.
Finkelstein? You know, the
I
doctor.
don't like him. He has a weird mouth and his brain is exposed.
He's trying to bring some kind of heartless thing to life, but it's not. Well, I don't even call it a heartless thing, Jim. He's trying to bring some kind of big robot to life, but it's not working.
Yeah, it's his newest creation. Sally is also his creation. He makes living puppets.
Automatons,
Frankenstein types.
He says the parts he was given must be bad and that he needs better assistance. This guy is really the craftsman who blames his tools a lot of the time. Sora arrives in town and finds Jack in his Santa costume collecting presents. And of course, everyone's immediately suspicious. He's like, no. The presents were stolen and they belong to Sandy Claus. And he wants to return them. He didn't take them. Sora seems skeptical that Jack just happened to find them. Jack says he's done with Christmas fantasies, although he's still wearing the suit because he just thought it would go with finding these presents. You go back with Jack to Christmas Land. Santa once again assumes that Jack has stolen them. When you say, because you ask where he found the presents and you say Halloweentown, and he says there are just a few of the presents that were stolen. Jack says to prove this to Santa he wasn't the one who stole them, he will find the real culprit. And then you hear a noise coming from the factory. It's lock, stock, and barrel in the factory. You accuse them. I feel like Sora's a bit mean here. He accuses them of stealing it, and they deny it. But then they say stealing actually does sound like fun. And then there's a mini game where you get them locked into presents, even though they weren't the ones that stole anything.
But they did have some of the presents. Like, they were rifling through them.
Yeah, they were.
Deciding which ones they wanted.
But still, I feel like they're profiling them a bit. You know?
They're skimpy little kids. They deserve it. They're always up to mischief and no good.
But they do admit they're looking for parts for the Doctor's creation. Sora gets a lead that the Heartless are in town and causing quite a ruckus. When you get back to Halloweentown, you find the mayor yelling at some Heartless mummies. Time to fight some Heartless and get some presents. This is just like the medallion thing. The doctor guy shows up and says his creation has been stolen. Jack and Sora come up with a plan to use decoy presents to lure out the real culprit. So you go to Santa's factory to make the decoy presents, which is another bullshit mini game.
I kind of liked it.
It was all right. It's kind of fun. You just have to like shoot presents with your present shooting gun until they get filled up. It wasn't hard. I'm sure. Are there more difficult versions of this later? Is this one of those mini games you can come back to?
I don't think so.
I don't know. It does have the little kids running around there trying to interfere with your work, but they seem ineffectual.
You can bonk them. Yeah.
Yeah, you can blast them. You can blast them. You eventually find out that the thief is the Doctor's creation.
You skipped my little observation about how handsome Sora is. What a handsome little man he is in his Christmas outfit.
Might make the observation now.
Sora looks like such a handsome little man in his Christmas outfit. He's got the hat kind of like crooked over one eye. He looks very stylish.
Yeah, I think I said when we first saw this outfit that he would have won a Drag Race spooky Christmas challenge with that outfit. It is haute couture.
I like the shading around his face.
Fashion.
He has like sort of shadowed eyes and shadow under his chin. It looks good.
You eventually find out that the thief is the Doctor's creation after you lure it to Santa's Plaza. You fight it and beat it. So it's that thing. Is that the thing that Sally got caught in, like with the cage in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're fighting this again. You fight it and beat it. After finishing this world, you get the Decisive Pumpkin, which is one of the best Keyblades of the whole stinking game.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is one like I play this game with like a with a strength build, like we're talking about Dark Souls.
Yeah.
But like I always like to buff my strength stat, and this one I think gives you +2 to your strength, which is a lot.
If we play another Kingdom Hearts game, remind me not to do a magic build because magic is pointless.
Magic only becomes useful when you like get the max level spells, and you can just wipe out whole groups of enemies.
Right. Now back to everyone's favorite Disney town, Agrabah.
Agrabah!
Ooh.
Everybody loves Agrabah.
The group revisits Agrabah, only to find that Jafar has been released from his lamp by the peddler. So I've got a question about the peddler, and this is something that I think G. Bailey mentioned, and something that I've thought about too. Is it G. Bailey or Moose or someone? I thought the peddler was the genie taking a human form. Because
I thought that
in
too.
the movie, Robin Williams voiced the peddler.
That's a theory.
It is in the live action version. Like it's not a theory. It is what happens in the live action version.
Okay. So is this, but this isn't like,
Because it's Will Smith.
yeah, but it's not the genie seems unaware of anything that the peddler's doing. Like the other, the real genie, Homer Simpson genie.
What happened
Okay, well,
was
this is
when
a
the
game
genie
made by
was freed, he had a psychological break. He was so overwhelmed with options.
Is this
that
like an
his
identity?
personality split. Yeah, his personality split. Because, like, for the first time, he could do anything. And
he's
he
so
has the
powerful that
power
he
to
created-
do everything. Yeah.
He created a version of himself that lived out in the world that was a person that was a peddler. And
Yeah, because he's like, what do I want to do? Do I want to be a person? Do I want to be a genie?
So Vanessa, is John Cusack an identity of Vanessa boyfriend?
No.
Okay.
What about John C. McGinley in Identity?
Also, no.
What about Ray Liotta in Identity?
Is there a John Cusack movie? John Sack. Is there a John Cusack movie where he is a Vanessa boyfriend?
Yes.
Is it Say Anything?
No.
Is it Being John Malkovich?
No.
Is it Room whatever, the hotel Stephen King movie?
Room 1408.
Yeah.
Is it 2012?
I'm sorry, you only get 3 guesses in there.
wow.
Oh, wait, I think I know what it is. It's Con Air.
No.
Nat, you still have 3 guesses.
Who's
Name a John Cusack film.
Who is John Cusack?
He's
This is not Jeopardy.
Joan Cusack's brother.
Who is John Cusack?
Oh my god.
Have
Adam's
you ever
Family
seen
Values.
Toys?
Toys. Speaking of Robin Williams. I used to, when I was younger, I used to get toys and the toy
You know what I
mixed
would like
up,
to
and
know about?
the toy is a very problematic movie.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I would like is to know what happens next in Kingdom Hearts
Okay.
2, Birth by
Listeners,
Farts.
if you have any idea on what movie would John Cusack be a Vanessa boyfriend?
I know. It's High Fidelity.
No.
Damn.
Wow.
What's the one where he holds the thing over his head at the end?
Say anything.
yeah.
And she already said no to that one.
Is it Say Anything?
No.
That's a good band, though.
Write us at squarerootspodcast
No, it's
at
not,
gmail.com.
It's not.
And see if maybe you could win a Butterfig prize pack.
Yes! That's a thing. What happens in this game?
All right. So Sora, Donald, and Goofy meet up with Aladdin at the peddler's shop where Jafar orders Aladdin through a vision to give him his magic lamp. I don't remember that part.
Wow.
Iago later tells the group that Jafar is at the ruins because Iago at first is like, whoa, what happened? I'm trying to be a good guy now. I'm trying to be your friends, and everyone's not trusting Iago.
He wants to be a good birdie. He's scared.
And eventually he does admit that he does know where Jafar is, and he's at the ruins, but it's like he doesn't want to tell them that. So Genie appears outside.
He's like, Jafar's at the ruins, but you shouldn't go there.
Mm-hmm. Genie appears outside the palace walls and is like, I can do everything. You need help. And then we're like, yeah, Genie, can you help us with the sandstorm blocking the way to ruins? He's like, oh, I'm the most powerful Homer Simpson in the universe. I can do whatever I want. And, oh, you just want me to remove one measly sandstorm?
Donuts.
I guess. So he removes the sandstorm.
That's my Homer.
And is like, he leaves because he wasn't challenged enough. We're like, oh, jeez, Genie. Does anyone use the Genie summon? It's pretty fun because he sort of has his own versions of Sora's drive forms that you can switch between.
I didn't use any of the summons ever.
I just like seeing them.
When I finished the game, I took I took a screenshot of my final game statistics, and my most used summon was Chicken Little, and that was because I had used it one time.
That was the same with me too. Same with me.
But Peter Pan with a knife is good.
You can't pause, and you have to like scroll through the menu while the battle's going on and be like, I want this summon. It's irritating.
I'm busy.
So actually, I think the most powerful summon in this game, and I've watched a few speedruns of this game, the one they really lean on the most is Stitch, because Stitch can refill your HP or MP bar, and he can also deflect incoming attacks the way he sticks to the screen or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So he can like protect you from damage, and if he does his ukulele, he can cause enemies to drop prizes, like drop loot.
Oh, interesting.
Or he can shoot him with his little blaster.
What a good kitty!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I thought he was like a chihuahua, like a space
kitty.
Chihuahua.
Kitty.
I think he's a dog.
Genie runs off. You go to the ruins, and Carpet shows up. So you're riding Carpet, and you do have to fight. Well, okay. There's like a little mini game here where you have to make your way to this central tower, and then they're like, oh, actually, to open up the tower, there's these little collections of gems that you got to cast the right spell on. And so I did that. There's no time limit for finding the gems, but after you've activated all of them, I didn't realize there's a time limit to get inside the tower, and I had to redo this whole thing over again.
Oh no.
Because I was just like exploring and having fun. And the game's like,
I enjoyed riding this carpet.
Yeah, it was fun. It controls pretty well for a PS2 game. Like, I don't know. I had fun.
I like how when you jump up in the air, it's always underfoot wherever you come down.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fall off carpet.
Yeah, which is very useful. So you do go inside the central pillar, and believing that Jafar is in there, you head inside, and only to find out it was an attempt to trap you there, while he attacks the palace. Unfortunately, Iago has misled you all. And I feel like that's why he was like protesting so much about telling you where Jafar was, because he didn't want to tell you.
He didn't want to do it, but he was real scared. He was like, Jafar's too scary. I'm just a little bird. I'm sorry. And
Jafar was threatening him. Poor guy. So
they don't care that he was threatened.
Everyone's real mean to Iago.
Everybody loves Gilbert Gottfried. Give me a break. Like, this is
I don't think Affleck likes Gilbert Gottfried very much.
Yeah, he got fired.
Why did he get fired from Affleck?
They used to like him.
He made a 9/11 joke, and the 9/11 joke did not land very well with Affleck.
At the palace, Jafar has chained Princess Jasmine to a wall, and I was thinking, I wonder if the person who did concept art for this, like, was just jacking it as they drew it.
Well, this is like what happens in... I mean, Jafar is up there for horniest Disney villains. Obviously, Frollo is number one, but Jafar's up there.
Who's number one?
I mean, Gaston is number one.
No, Frollo, the Hunchback of Notre Dame guy.
Frollo, Hunchback of Notre Dame. That one doesn't even count amongst the Disney canon. That's not even one of the movies.
What are you talking about? It is a Disney movie.
No, it's not. That's
what
a DreamWorks movie.
It's not a DreamWorks movie. It is a Disney movie. And Frollo has a whole song about how horny he is.
That
It's
movie
like,
is part of
I'm
the lost
horny
generation of
for
Disney
this
movies that
woman.
don't count in the Disney
I'm
canon.
super horny for her.
Isn't that song called like Hellfire or something?
It is.
Yeah.
Because
There is a dark song in that movie where the like Catholic bishop is like, "You're all going to go to hell," and like
That's what Vanessa's talking about.
that's what I'm talking about.
I thought
basically
you were
he's
talking about.
like
That's
he-
the song where he talks about how horny he is.
Yeah, no, it is
Yeah.
because he's talking about how women are temptresses because they make him
Yeah.
want to sin. It's that whole like incel weirdness thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
weird.
and he's like, so
No.
I'm either going to marry you or I'm going to burn you at the stake. Because
This is why
Does it make him
Maleficent
feel too
is the
horny?
best Disney villain, because she summons the power of Lucifer in that fucking movie, and nobody ever asked her to stop. And she turned into an evil dragon. Maleficent, 2 thumbs up.
At the palace, Jafar
Horny-
has chained Princess
Horny Notre Dame
Janice
guy,
into a
2
wall
thumbs down.
and says, "I'm the ruler of Agrabah now." And when you arrive, you arrive and this surprises Jafar because Jafar's like, "Wait, you guys were at my trap," and we're like, "Nope." And then he transforms into a genie and attacks. And unfortunately, our genie friend left because he didn't like the challenge we gave him.
yeah,
So Sora
genie.
defeats Genie Jafar.
He's our best friend.
This was not a great boss fight. I would say
I
it was a
didn't
little
enjoy
frustrating.
this.
So there's a strategy to this.
Okay,
Um,
let's. Can I talk about how I failed at it first?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I was trying to like hit his head or his hands. It seemed like you could damage his hands a little bit or his head. And it was kind of working, but then he would like either clap back at me and then push me away from his head, or he would send me to the Phantom Zone for a little while. And that was frustrating. So what's the strategy?
So when you're unable to like hit his head where you can do the most damage because like it phases out, you can actually fly. If you fly lower to where his 6-pack abs are, you can wail on his abs, and then eventually it will free up his head again for smashing, and then you can continue to smash his head.
Oh, okay. And I
That's what
do
you
like.
think of. Hit him in that tummy.
Yep.
Do you
Body
think
shots.
Jafar is horny? Because I always thought Jafar like gave me a gay vibe, and when he's in like red genie form, he's like always flexing.
He definitely is queer coded, but he also, like in the movie, he's like, "You're going to be my queen, and I'm going to dress
Yeah.
you in this red outfit." And
Because it's so fabulous.
because it's so fabulous. But then when Jasmine tries to like seduce him to trick him, he's like, "Ooh, ooh," you know, like.
Well, maybe he's bisexual. So then you defeat him, and he goes all new and gets imprisoned back in the Black Lamp. Bidding the Agrabah group goodbye, Sora, Donald, and Goofy leave to continue their journey. Now, quickly, let's talk about Pride Lands.
Hey, I love the Pride Lands. Being a lion is the best.
So you get to the Pride Lands and everyone's like, yeah, we elected Simba leader and he's making some good changes, but he's also like not great. And like,
He's super moody.
He's like
Yeah.
not confident enough.
yeah,
He's
it's
so
like,
emo.
He is emo.
he's not really doing a good job fighting against like the evil Uncle Scratch ghost that's around and stuff. And it's like, I understand that he's a better choice of leader than evil Uncle Scratch, but still he's maybe not my ideal choice for a leader. And we just kind of
Also,
wish there was a
evil
better
Uncle
one.
Scratch's ghost is attacking people, which
Yeah.
is a problem.
Yeah, he's like a real deal ghost. He's a poltergeist.
Yeah. He's a poltergeist. And
He's
Poultry guys.
he's a polter lion.
so you talked to a lioness there. I thought this lioness was like Simba's mom or something, but it's not.
It's Nala.
Do you guys know what Simba's mom's name is?
Oh,
Trudy.
something with an S?
Sarabi.
Nairobi. Sarabi.
Ah, I was close.
So the lioness is like, oh, Scar's ghost is an omen of the end of their pride, and Simba's not as qualified as they hoped he would be. So you go visit Simba, and Simba's being told by Nala that she's knocked up with at least one cub. She says a cub, or a baby, not a cub. And Vanessa was like, shouldn't she be saying cub? And should there be many of them because lions have multiple births?
Well, I was just like, how does she know? Like, does Rafiki have an ultrasound?
Maybe.
It's possible for a lioness to give birth to just one cub, but
It's mysticism. It's the supernatural. Don't sit there and demand a scientific explanation for this fairy tale.
They try to psych
I can demand whatever I want.
They try to talk Simba into going back and being the good king that his father wanted to be, but he's still like the haunting of how good his father was is over him, and he's a bit clouded. They go see Rafiki and ask him about Scar's ghost, and he says that Simba's going through a test and he needs to go find strength to go up against his own fears so he could be the real king. So Sora, Donald, Goofy, and Simba go to the elephant graveyard to visit the 3 hyenas for some reason.
I found this part to be very frustrating. Like, trying to catch these hyenas is not easy, and like if you don't use your dash, which like if you're not paying attention, like you have to use it, and if you don't, you'll just run around this elephant graveyard forever.
By if you're not paying attention, what you mean is if you have not dug into the menus and found out something that the game never tells you, which is that
tells you
when
that
the
he gets
first
the dash.
time you become a lion, it's like you can do dash now, and if you miss that little prompt, then you have no idea.
Oh yeah, that's right. When you're a lion, you can just do it.
Yeah. You can just run fast because you have 4 legs.
Mm-hmm. So
what
you
are
do
you
have to
talking
do that
about?
to cat. Well, I just forgot because
me
that
too.
was like 3 weeks ago.
You have to hold down the square button, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Or the X button if you're nasty.
Mm-hmm. So you go talk to the 3 hyenas after you catch them. After you catch the 3 hyenas, you do ask them about the ghost of Scar, and just then the ghost of Scar appears in front of them, and Simba becomes so worried by this ghost that he runs for the hills. He's like,
wow,
he makes fun of
so
his
worried
dad.
is such a nice way to put that.
Mm-hmm.
That's very generous.
Sora, Donald, and Goofy then return to Pride Rock and talk to Rafiki and Nala. And they're like, oh, Simba has to figure out how to do things his own way instead of doing them the way that his father did. Like, he's got to have his own way of doing the kingdom stuff, being a king. And you go to the Oasis because Pumbaa thinks, oh yeah, that's where Simba goes when he's sad. So you go back to the Oasis and you see that Simba is being attacked by Scar's ghost, and you come to the rescue, and you're really trying to get Simba's, what would you call that? His like pride back, his like ambition.
So you decide to use some pickup artistry and neg him.
Oh yeah, this is great because
He's got to get his mojo back.
Scar's ghost shows up and it's just like looking neg at him, and then you go hide in some bushes and they're like, "You're just a terrible king. Your father's so much better. You'll never be able to defeat the ghost of Scar." You're all like shouting at him from the bushes, pretending to be the voice of the ghost.
Simba, the do-nothing king.
Mm-hmm.
That's so mean.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a weird diversion.
Oh, I didn't understand. Okay. Here's something that I didn't realize. Donald made that ghost appear with his magic. I didn't get that. I thought the ghost was just randomly there. Did you all figure that out?
No.
I think it does. It shows him conjuring the thing, right?
I wasn't paying that much attention, Jim.
Well,
I just
John,
thought that the ghost was there. I didn't
No,
realize.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I didn't realize
You're
it was this
crazy.
whole ruse.
that was the plan.
And then Timon shows, so, it works. Simba's like, I'm gonna do it. You guys are jerks. You're a jerk ghost, and I'm gonna be a good king. And Timon arrives and says, Scar's ghost is haunting the Pride Lands, and Nala is in danger. So,
What?
Sora, Donald, Goofy, Simone, and Timba. Yeah, Simone and Timba.
Simone.
And Pumbaa.
Make their way back to Pride Rock. And Simba's like, hey,
Man.
Scar's ghost, you suck. I hate you. And then suddenly all these scar ghosts like swirl around and become a gigantic Heartless.
This is a big
It's so
old
big.
Heartless. It's so big.
Mm-hmm.
It takes up
It's
like
like
the
a-
entire. What do they call that area?
See again,
The
Sora
Pride
shows
Lands?
up.
No, what's the central area? There's
The Savannah.
Savannah. It takes up like half the Savannah.
Yeah,
Simba
it's got
is
these...
going through an emotional crisis, and Sora shows up, and all of his problems are exacerbated by a giant, heartless version of his fears.
It's true, but you could just hit it in the eyes. Just hit it in the eyes, man.
I
Just hit it
thought
in
this
the
was a
eyes.
fun fight. It's kind of a shadow of the Colossus
Yeah,
sort of thing.
it's not. I mean, I think this is pre-Shadow of the Colossus, but it's not as good as Shadow of the Colossus because trying to get on that thing can be kind of annoying. But yeah, you hit it in the eye, and then like
You get up on its back.
the camera cuts through it a lot, and you see its hollow insides. It's a little hinky. And you defeat it. And I guess we could describe this thing as like a big heartless lion, right? Like a giant heartless four-legged. It's just, so for this battle, it's only Sora and Simba. But that's good because that means Simba's taking care of things and peace is restored to the Pride Land. When Simba asks Sora if his quest will ever be over. So at this point, Rafiki also says, I can't tell you where your friend is because, that's this game. You'll never find stupid Riku, so don't even worry about it. And that's it. You
John, I
leave the
can't
Pride
wait
Land.
for you to actually find Riku. Like your brain is gonna just melt out of your head.
I think you're right. And it's next week, right? I'm finding Riku next week.
we're gonna finish the game next week, so you're gonna know all
Yeah.
about it. It is.
So let's just talk about, I was like, oh, well, these Atlantica sections are so short. So I'll just do one before work, the other night. And it turns out this one's like half an hour long somehow. And I was just getting more and more annoyed by it because basically you watch the entire second half of Little Mermaid, which was a good refresher because I haven't seen that since literally like 1992 or something.
Johnny didn't remember that Ursula's human form is named Vanessa.
And kind of looks like Vanessa too. She got dark black hair. She's very slinky like Vanessa is. You know how
Vanessa, yeah.
Whenever, I don't know if you've seen
Y'all know
Vanessa
how
walk.
slinky Vanessa
Yeah, she walks
is.
across the room. She's like, hello there,
Yeah,
everybody.
with my dark black hair.
She's
And I'm
always
like,
wearing a dress that goes down to the floor. Or a cat suit.
Or a cat suit.
Yep. Batman. Bah. Vanessa is Catwoman. So you're watching like the whole, basically second and third act of Little Mermaid. So you get like her meeting up with, or her signing away the rights to her voice, to Ursula.
You'll have that Little Mermaid and the ocean will be mine.
They do sing the one big song from The Little Mermaid, which I thought we said they weren't going to do, but they did.
Which one?
What's the song? What song?
Under the Sea?
Yeah, they did do
already
Under
did
the
that.
Sea.
Yeah, we talked about that being the only song. Although I think there's one more others. I think there's two Little Mermaid songs because they do Under the Sea and Part of Your World or whatever that other one's called.
Yeah,
But-
I
yeah,
don't
they
think
do
we
Part of Your
talked about
World.
Under the Sea
Well,
last
I don't
time.
want to
Maybe
get
we
into
did.
I don't want to get into copyright talk again because
Part of your world.
so
That was beautiful.
so you do so she does go get legs and then goes to join Prince Eric. Oh, and also I don't remember this happening in the movie, but I haven't seen it since 1992. Does she make her human like deep in the water so that she almost drowns?
Yeah.
Oh, that's mean.
Yeah, super mean.
So Eric's like, "Why aren't you singing? Where's your voice?"
Thankfully,
That's the thing.
Sora's there to save her.
That's the thing I like most about you is your voice.
Yeah,
But then-
Eric is kind of like an ableist jerk.
Yeah.
Like, he really likes Ariel, but he's like, but I don't know, she can't speak.
And then he hears Vanessa singing, and it's like, wow, Vanessa is this amazing singer. She's like, hey, come with me. And Ariel wants her voice back, but the father realizes what's happened, and Ursula's like, hey, you know what? We signed a contract and it's legally binding, even though she's a minor. And he's like, what? Well, I guess I have to give you my trident, and if I want her to get her voice back. And so he does that, and they realize that Ursula will be ruler of the 7 seas now that she has Poseidon's trident. So there's a big battle, and this battle has a brand new song that is one of the greatest things to happen.
It's one of the worst songs
in any video game.
You know, it's weird because it rewrites the end of Little Mermaid, much like they did in the Land of Dragons with Mulan, in a way that a lot of the other worlds don't I mean, they do, but like they follow the plot and monsters show up, where in this they completely rewrite the plot.
Well, and there's no Heartless. This whole, and like, nothing has to do with Organization 13 or the Heartless. It's just like, they don't even want to bother with this stupid world, I guess. And so you do get to, have a musical, Parappa the Rapper or Elite Beat Agent style battle. And depending on whether you, fail or succeed in things, different, like you'll see like, Donald get smashed against a pier and stuff, and Eric get thrown into a boat because Eric's coming around to help, and the song's like, my little poopsies, come and attack them.
Yeah, again, it's barely a song. It's just
Mommy
Ursula
needs you, and I want you to, was it thrive?
Nothing rhymes. She's just like sing-songy, ordering them to do stuff.
Yeah. And now I'll do this other attack. And then Sora's like, no, you won't.
Well, and she keeps saying, Mommy needs you, my little poops. She does hit a good note. There's some part where she's saying like strike or something. There's some word where she goes like strike, and she does like this like really crazy note, and it's really awesome. And I like that. But the best part of the song, bar none, is when you are winning this mini game, and then Sora is like, sorry, Mommy, your poopsies are finished.
Yeah.
I laughed so hard at sorry, Mommy.
Well, Sora he kills them.
Yeah.
He kills Flotsam and Jetsam. Like, they're dead.
Yeah, he kills Flotsam and Jetsam, and then they do kill Ursula as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I guess it was from the movie when Poseidon gives away his trident, he turns into like a little, like some kind of...
Okay, first of all, it's Triton.
King Triton.
Yeah, Poseidon is Ariel's grandfather.
Oh, is that true?
In Greek mythology, if you're following that, it would be.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Okay, sorry, Triton. Big Daddy Fish Man.
Yep.
What would you say he turns into? It's some kind of like mollusk or like a gooey duck or something? It's like
there's a word for it in the grubs or something she calls them. I don't remember.
It's pretty. Oh, right, because she has that cave full of them, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those little worm thingies that come out of around her tunnel.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, so this was great. I loved it. Best bullshit minigame. One of the best bullshit minigames we've ever played because it made me laugh so hard and it was very easy.
Sorry, Jim.
No, go ahead.
Interesting thing to ponder. If we are assuming that Triton is the Triton of Greek mythology in The Little Mermaid, that would make Ariel and Hercules like second cousins or something like that, right?
Shared universe.
Ooh. So we can also, there was that mini game where you gotta fly around and zap things with magic, and the magic gotta match the color of the crystals. That was okay.
What are you talking about?
There's also the presents mini game.
In Agrabah.
Yeah. And there was the presents mini game. That was okay. It was kind of fun. I mean, it was short and easy. I don't mind. I think I don't mind bullshit mini games.
Short and easy.
As long as they're short and easy. How dare you?
Short and easy.
Wow.
So that was a Stealth John's bullshit mini game corner. Next time on Square Roots, we finish Kingdom Hearts 2. So you better get Jim, send Vanessa your Xbox One. So
I'm going to.
Oh, yeah.
Get
John.
her prepared.
Jim,
He said
it.
he was going to.
You've got like a week, Jim.
I'm going to.
This is just a friendly reminder. I think
I've
Jim,
already
Thank you
played
for
through the
reminding me,
first
guys.
chunker.
Jim's up to his neck with friendly reminders this week.
I've been busy this week.
And then so get your copy of Lost Odyssey ready. You can get it on disc. You can get it digitally if you have an Xbox One or Xbox Series S or X console.
I think I'm through the first chunker on that thing already.
Probably. I think there's a big dungeon at the end of the first chunker. I'll have to chart it out. Anyway, so that is this chunker. Jim. Mm-hmm. He's squarely against.
I will say I'm squarely against the that treasure chest boss in Port Royal. I understood the gimmick, but I didn't like it. It made the boss battle very frustrating, and was not a fan. Vanessa, what are you squarely against?
I am roundly for riding on that carpet. I liked it very much. It felt good to ride. I liked that you can jump up in the air and do air combos while you're on it and then drop back down and carpet will catch you. I didn't have to worry about falling off, and that was very freeing. It felt good. I liked it. Matt, what are you squarely against?
I am roundly for Lion Time. I love the Lion King sections of this game. Okay? I like the dash button. I like being a lion. I like how he has a sword in his mouth. It's silly. I want to play more of it.
Did you like fake Whoopi Goldberg and real Cheech Marin?
I think it's Cheech Marin.
Oh, okay. Cheech Marin. Sorry.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yikes.
Oh, is that really Cheech?
Cheech.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's depressing. Thanks for making
Wait,
it
did
weird.
Whoopi Goldberg actually do the voice?
No, it's fake Whoopi
For the
Goldberg.
movie?
Oh, it's fake Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah, but for the movie, yes.
Yeah.
What is John squarely against?
I am roundly for the Mommy Needs You song. What a treat. What a great
Sorry,
way.
Mommy.
Some hurry to my side. Mommy
Sorry, Mommy.
needs you.
What's the
Did we
next
talk
line?
about Sorry, Mommy? I feel
don't
like we
remember.
didn't
We
talk
did.
about it. He's like, sorry, Mommy.
Yeah, we did.
Your pooplingers are
We
bad or
talked
whatever.
about it a whole bunch.
Yeah, we talked about it. Don't worry. All right. So I think I'll do the Patreon plug this time. We got a Patreon.
Wait.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh.
I have an
Wait.
email to read.
Oh, we have an email?
Yeah. I have an email from Clinton. Clinton says, so you've had a lot of celebrities on the show now, and I've been bouncing this idea around in my head for a while. I've been
It's
trying
true.
to come up
We've
with
had a
the
lot of
ultimate
celebrities.
celebrity combination. And I think I've hit gold. The combo is Jack Black, Tony Hawk, Weird Owl, and Dave
Weird
Bautista.
Owl?
Weird Owl. Weird Owl Hootavic?
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I can't. I'm laughing too hard to read the rest. Hold on.
Weird Owl.
I can do this. Don't say it again. Who would you all pick to make a celebrity monstrosity? Also,
Owl.
in what field
Weird
of
Owl.
competition would you use to pit them against each other?
I don't even
So,
remember what the question was.
The question is, what four celebrities make the ultimate celebrity combination?
Oh.
I guess a way to think about this is if you had your standard 4-party RPG thing going on. Who would you put in your party of celebrities?
Val Kilmer is one of them.
Mike,
Great.
why Val Kilmer?
I just feel like he's an all-around, he's like the he's like the
He's a
monk
Val,
of the party.
but also a Kilmer.
You know, he's just an all-around guy.
He's an everyman.
Yes.
Nice Renaissance character.
I'm very drunk.
So Matt said Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer.
I will say
I can't believe I had to defend Val Kilmer. You don't all love Val Kilmer?
I didn't want you to defend Val Kilmer, but I was hoping you would explain your choice a little bit. But no, you just want to leave it at Val Kilmer, which is fine.
Are we all choosing 4 people, or are we picking
No,
one
Let's
we
all
can all
pick
pick
one.
one. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to pick, since I watched Army of the Dead today, I'm going to pick Dave Bautista.
Wow, it's
Oh,
Bautista.
same as Clinton.
Okay, number 1, it's Bautista. And number 2,
Bautista. That was his character's name.
no, it was not.
Okay, fine. I will choose Dave Bautista verbatim.
It's a good choice. Does he wear glasses in Army of the Dead?
He does,
What
and
I
he
love
looks so
about
good in
him-
his glasses, man. He does. He looks
What I love
great.
about him is that he has such a big head, but those glasses still look good on him.
I love in Blade Runner 2049, he's wearing the tiniest glasses on his giant head, and his giant head looks little on his even more giant body, but he gives such subtle performances. He's a great actor.
That movie's not great, but it's pretty good.
He gives a great performance in it. One of the best, I think, in that whole film. And just in that one scene.
So who's Vanessa going to choose?
Guess I'll choose Paget Brewster. Mm-hmm. Everyone
Love
loves
that
Paget
choice.
Brewster.
Yep.
And we're going to need someone who can cast black magic, and I'm pretty sure she can.
I've seen her witchcrafty ways, and I am going to choose LeVar Burton because he can do everything.
That's a great choice.
A lot of community connections in these choices.
It's true. Well, except for Dave Bautista and Val Kilmer.
I've never seen Community. So, to wrap it up, we have Val Kilmer, Dave Bautista, Paget Brewster, and
LeVar Burton.
LeVar.
Ooh,
Burton.
I like this party.
Me too. That's the ultimate celebrity combination. We did it.
We did.
One
John,
more.
were you going to plug the Patreon?
Oh, well, I can plug the Patreon. So we have a Patreon at patreon.com/Square Roots Podcast. Square Roots Podcast, right? Or is it Square Roots? Square Roots Podcast.
Nobody knows.
I think it's patreon.com/.
Patreon.com/Square Roots Podcast.
And on this Patreon, you can get bonus episodes like reviewing Resident Evil 8, which I
out
will
this
not be
month.
on. Out this month. And
You could try to be on it. You could watch a playthrough like I did.
yeah, I think I'll be. I don't know. We'll see.
I would love it if we all three knew what was going on and then explained it to John, because it's so much different than Resident Evil 7. I think it would kind
I
of blow
think
your
John
mind.
should experience it on his own,
Yeah,
because
that's
it is
true.
as stupid as the fucking plot is.
It is a very
True.
it's a great
Convoluted.
game to experience.
As convoluted JRPG nonsense as the plot is.
I've been
It is
watching lore
worth-
videos on every single Resident Evil canon game, and it's insane.
Resident Evil is one of those series that I don't understand why they don't just reboot it. You don't have to keep going
But
with this.
I don't
you
mind
can
it because
just-
the canon's so dumb. At this point, there's
It's so
3
silly,
doctors, 3 mansions. There's a lot. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, and I'm super invested in my favorite characters like Chris.
Chris
Or
Redfield.
Ethan Winters.
Ethan Winters.
Ethan Winters.
Anyway,
and there's
so
also
for $3 a month, we can get
Metamucite.
every
Megamucite.
single
Make a my
bonus episode we've ever made. There's tons of them, so lots for you to enjoy. And for $5, if you want to be a super fan, like an extra special fan who's really helping out the show, you can vote. You get to vote on games. We do a couple times a year votes where you get to choose games for us to play.
When are we doing our next vote?
Oh,
I will say that if we don't do it after Lost Odyssey, and I think Vanessa maybe wanted to pick the game after that.
Yeah,
If we wait until after that, we will have only one more vote this calendar year.
okay.
So just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, if you guys are fine with that, that's fine.
Yeah.
Wait.
Because we'll start Lost Odyssey in June. We'll pick up the next game probably late July, early August, and then we'll have time for one more vote, play that, and then maybe finish the year with another game.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, vote coming kind of soon.
Yeah, well,
In
vote
the
coming
fall.
in the fall. And no matter what you contribute, you're an awesome person, and we'd like to thank you. So here is the names of every single one of our patrons. Jim, start us off.
I would love to. I would like to thank Happy Pride Lands Week, Ding Dong Ping Pong Song Sung Wrong by King Wong, Florian Jonas Kramer, William Westgard, Icy Wieners, Hat Kung Lao with the hat, OMG, what is this game? Kingdom Farts Poo, Wash in the Wind, Garthor, can you please unlock my chastity cage so I can hyuk Zemna snort? Jason
Yuck.
Timms, Nathan Poirot, Gage La Charité,
Vanessa's mom.
I was going to say it. Vanessa's mom. Robert M. Pollum, Sean Walsh,
Wow.
Armin Hammer, Randy P., Justice Breyer Retire, Listen Up, Scroot Stains, Blob the Rat Loves You, David Pascal, Orksern, Tyler Petty, Miguel Torres, Alex Dillard, Sean, Jonathan Ellsworth, Still Just Cows Nobody has an unpronounceable name, not that fucking asshole Aaron J.L. O'Toole, Tyler Crump, more like Kingdom Hearts is not a delight, Ethan G. Pearson, Dylan Rowe, Froxdong, Vanessa's Gold Taco Bell PS5, and When Performing the Stranger, is it technically Stranger Danger?
Dr. Fine, say everyone's name, Justin Ham, Robert T., Paul Bursch, Cassandra Gray Code, Ward Childress, Jake Dickerson, Race Jenkins, Alexander Jokic, Ryan Miller, Witchcoon, A Come Guardian Draws Near, Command, Soy Soda Pop, Sexy Grandma's Boy Toy is Nick, Andy M., Gunblading Sid, Tom, Isaac Wright, Port Lost Odyssey to PC, gosh darn it, wah wah wee wah. Let's stop screwing around and use this sweet, sweet Patreon money to buy the rights to Shadow Hearts and save it from limbo. Andy Smith, David Green, Justin Rash, Aiden Marriott, Ian Frederick, Do Good Recklessly, Ross Hartley, Megan Sullivan, Chris Ryan, Solomon Wagner, Fresh Eyes, Sammy Mitchell, The RPG Luminary, and Huxley Iguana.
Tracy, the Borg Queen. Andres Rivera, Hexagon, DP 2099. I'm Commander Squall, and this is my favorite store on the garden. Sean Gonzalez, Arthur A., Adam Zimmerman, Tracy, Metal Gear Solid 1 in 2021, Joseph, Cameron Shoei, Joshua W. Broxson, Devin Sloan, Vanessa's Renegade Cheeseplate, Aaron Bachman, David Shook, Chris Wilder, Nort, the Nobody of a Heartless Patron. Ari Kopavara, Jack Mizell, Stan Ferguson, wop, wop, wop.
Wow.
Chris Penyak, CharityWater.org, Volderoth replaced Dead Goofy with a robo version of Matt Newlin clocked to Johnny as a friend of DeSoto, WWE Mike G, Go Ice Cats Boo Lightning, Kevin Walter, Chief Hazard built a convoluted reason for someone to try and pronounce Icelandic volcano. Irjef Jalojuku, Cyril the Wolf, Andy Best, Mary Queen of Scoffs, Matthew Casterline. There are 2 chili dogs inside of me, and they won't stop talking about raw onions and shredded cheddar. Please help. Rolled Earth, and PJ Ents.
I would like to thank Rexer Braboob, Grayson, welcome to Cute Boy Jail, honk honk. Pluto is not really a person. Exum Avanzavs, Hales, Hudson Roth, Hat Ben, the Ben with the hat. The hat. The hat. D. Jethro, Stu Skeel, Head, Shoulders, Knees, and D's Nuts. Come on. We said we weren't going to do that on this episode.
We didn't tell our listeners that.
I'm only doing this to vote for Kingdom Hearts 2. John Scala, Amanda Douglas, Christian Go, Ally, Jameson, Christopher Highness, Marcus Harnsberry, the Chili Dog Quartet, Lauren Prince, Robert J. Defendi, Zachary Train, Peak Nomura Nonsense, Andrew Leinart, Stephen Paget, Joshua Bennett, Citrus C, Sergeant Spaghetti, George Brady, Exobably Not, Brian Pitt, Mostly Rational Person, Bree Girth, Eric Garby, and Michael Crawford.
All right, everyone, that's it for this episode of Square Roots. If you'd like to send us an email and have it read on air, you can reach us at squarerootspodcast@gmail.com. Come see us at our Facebook group, the Square Roots Podcast Group, for smart, cool, very attractive people. Or you can find us on Twitter. We are at Square Roots Pod.
Please rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
What's up? We on Spotify now. If you're listening on Spotify and you're like, well, this is a pretty polished show for a first season, I'm amazed. Guess what? There's more. You just have to get off Spotify and find it. You can do it. Use your Google fingers. Find it. It's out there. Do it.
If you'd like to find our main feed, actually, where it's squareroots.libsyn, that's LIBSYN.com. That's where we have all of our whole big fat archive. All right, everyone, for Square Roots, I am Jim Banks.
I'm Matthew Van Zant.
I'm Johnny Brandon.
And I'm Vanessa.
All right, 1, 2, 3, bye.
Poopsies, hasten to my side. Mommy needs you. We will change the tide.
Sorry, Mommy.